Hello, welcome to Listening Effectively Part 4 of 5. I've changed it. I need an extra short video to tie up listening. Okay, today is going to be entirely about how to be better listened to. If it's somebody in your private life, have them watch my workshops. Then they can learn too how to be an active listener. But let's say that you are going into a meeting that causes you some anxiety and is important to you. One of the best skills that I've found in the category of planning ahead is centering. You're going to go somewhere alone and quiet, and you're going to pull inside yourself, and you're going to take an inventory. You're going to take a snapshot of what's going on inside of you. You are going to first look at what is your body doing. And I'm going to use as an example my clients when I worked for the state and I was a welfare, a person who helped welfare clients go back to work. My clients often would be called in for a parent-teacher conference. Perhaps their child had misbehaved or wasn't working up to expectations, and they would be called in, and they would go in, and they would find many people at the table. The teacher, the principal, the vice principal, the social worker. There would be like a panel and a professional and educated panel, and then my client. I would suggest they take someone with them who was very calm and very rational, but it was still anxiety producing. So get alone, go inside, feel, what is my body doing? Probably for my clients, my stomach's knotting up and my throat is getting dry. And I would say, well, at that moment, breathe. Just take the breaths that we pretty much all know about now. Breathe in for 2 counts. Breathe out for 4 counts. Do that several times. I also suggested to them something that my friend taught me. She trains dogs, and she said, when you're training your dog, which I was, she said, you are the Queen of Sheba. You stand up as straight as you can. You look at that dog directly. You have a firm and friendly voice, and you tell that dog what it should do. There is no argument that you are in charge, you are in command. So be the Queen of Sheba. So that's what you could do when you're going into that meeting. Okay. The next one on here is, what am I feeling? What are my emotions? This could be a 10-part workshop, but we won't do that today. Some people can access their feelings better than others. And so my client would probably say, most of our clients could access their feelings, and they would say, I am nervous, I am a little bit worried, and I'm anxious. It's just unsettling, okay? You would think that this all might be better for the people who can access their feelings easily. But I have been convinced by participants in my workshop that that's not the case. Many of those who say, I have trouble accessing my feelings, I don't know what they are, I can't tell my feelings from my thoughts. I have a friend who says that. They say, we need this more than the others do because we are often blindsided. I am often blindsided by my emotions at the worst possible time because emotions drive you. They're under there driving you. I call emotions the spaghetti sauce of the psyche. That's original. because when you have this rich, thick, beautiful, good tasting spaghetti sauce, it bubbles up. It bubbles everywhere. It bubbles out of control. It makes a mess. It's on everything around it. It's on you. It is a mess unless you can learn to control it. So, if you have trouble accessing your emotions, an easy way to start is mad, glad, sad, afraid. That's textbook. So you can start little by little. Once you can identify which of those four it is, you can start to refine it a bit with frustrated. You could even keep track of all of this on paper. Frustrated, worried. There are others that are pretty common, and you can start using those too. But trying to get at those emotions that are driving you, whether you know it or not. Oprah's written a new book with a psychologist that is on this very subject, and you could get it at the library. Okay, what am I thinking? My clients generally, when they were going into that meeting at parent-teacher conference, they were thinking, I need to do a good job at this. I need to be there and present and working with these people to do a good job for my son, because we need to get him back on track. So I need to be as open as I can to whatever they're saying. Be sure that what you're thinking is a positive and not a negative. Okay? And what do I want? Again, make it be positive. My clients would be thinking, I want us to work together for the sake of my son so that he enjoys school and so that he has good self-esteem. These things are all rolled up in this poor child that has to go to school, and we want it to be a good experience for him. Okay? And lastly, you can, not in this case, but in some other cases, you can think of how would getting what I want benefit everyone. And a situation might be something like, you worked hard to get to this point, you're going into a bank to ask for a loan to open a health food store. And you've gone through all of this and you feel like you're ready. And you could say, your backing me in this business shows that you're for small businesses, you're for woman-owning businesses, and you're for the wellness community. This all reflects very favorably on you too, as well as helping me. Okay, now, when you've done all of this, you know what's going on inside of you. You know what you're taking into that meeting with you. You're not going to be thrown off. It's the equivalent of an athletic stance that we all know, where your feet are shoulder width apart and one's in front of the others and your knees are a little bent, because you can pivot any way that you need to. You cannot be thrown off balance very easily. Those of us who have ridden the New York subway, you know, this is how you stand as you hang on. You're balanced. You are going into that meeting, it's still there. You take all this into the meeting with you, but you know what you're dealing with. You're not flailing, you're not off center, you're not reacting instead of acting. And you are balanced, you are strong, and you are ready. Okay. And you can learn to do this quickly. At first it's a little harder and it takes a little longer, but you can run this through your mind pretty quickly after you've done it for a while. Okay, something besides centering that could help, and we're getting into the Be Listened To 101 category here, but that's good, we'll cover it. Practice what you want to say first. Practice it over and over so the words trip out of your mouth. Practice it in front of a mirror. You can even write it down. Sometimes when I'm on the phone and I have something important to start off with, I will write it down and it will be like a script for me. But make it so that it comes out easily for you. Your voice. We all have to work on our voices. You want your voice to be friendly and to be easy to listen to. Women who have a really high voice, or if anyone has a nasal voice, work on that. Work on that. You don't want someone tuning you out before they've even heard your message. Be concise. Everybody's busy. People don't want to hear a long-winded thing. Be concise about what you want to talk about and to bring up your issue quickly. Stand up and be tall, Queen of Sheba, and look at them in the eye and be as commanding as you can. Don't make sentences that are declarations, but you make them look like a question. Women are apt to do that. They might say, well, I'm going to go out for the bread now. No, I'm going to go out for the bread, period, or exclamation point. The other is kind of wishy-washy. Be firm and friendly. You may have to repeat your message. In assertiveness training, it's called a broken record. You might have to say what you want over and over. You don't escalate, you don't get mad, you just have to keep repeating it. And finally, hopefully they will hear you. They will listen to you. They will get it. That's particularly comes in handy when you're returning an object, perhaps. Although customer service has gotten a whole lot better since I've been in Maine. Don't tolerate rudeness. Address it. You can address it in a very low-keyed way, but you can even say things like, that's rude. Please don't talk to me that way, or please don't interrupt me, or please let me finish what I'm saying. If you cannot contain the rudeness, it just keeps on and on, leave. Walk away. And lastly, dress well for these meetings, Queen of Sheba. People respond to you better if you look put together well. We may not think that's fair or right, but it is. It just is. So Walmart's clothes are getting better all the time. Okay, thank you. Tune in for part 5, and then the next workshop will be taking care of yourself in a crazy world. Thank you.